We've known her so well, and now Barbara Dickson's back with a new album. She'll be here in a few minutes to tell us why she's covering the Beatles.
But first, this morning's top morning.
Now, she's been celebrating 40 years in the business, and while her career has embraced award-winning stage work and a hit TV series, the folk singer from Dunfermline has always returned to her music.
Barbara Dickson is perhaps best known for hits like Answer Me and Another Suitcase in Another Hall, and of course her #1 duet with Elaine Paige, I Know Him So Well. Now she's recorded a new album of cover versions of some of her favourite Beatles songs. We'll be meeting her in just a moment, but first let's listen to the first track, If I Needed Someone.
If I needed someone, had you come some other day, then it might not have been like this. But you see now I'm too much in love.
Barbara's here. Very good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, very well. It's a lovely sound. It's a very unique interpretation.
Thank you.
How did you decide what to cover and what to put on the album?
Well, it was difficult. I didn't want to do the hits. I didn't want to do anything that had been hugely successful for them, because people had preconceived ideas, and also some of the lyrics, like the boy meets girl, you know, girl, how you've done me wrong sort of stuff. It doesn't work for somebody like myself, you know. So I had to look at the lyric content of all the songs I'd chosen. Things like Eleanor Rigby and Fool on the Hill, for example, are perfect for a new reinterpretation by an artist of my vintage.
And Eleanor Rigby, probably the most famous song of the ones you've covered.
And yes, well, I think so, yes, probably. Yes, I think you're probably right. Fool on the Hill maybe as well.
Because you're linked with the Beatles music from the Willie Russell musical, which was John Paul, George, Ringo and Bert. That's right.
I did it in 1974 in Liverpool and London, and I was in London for a year with that.
So what took you back to the Beatles? No.
Well, I was commissioned. It's quite unromantic in a way. I was commissioned by the record company to make an album of covers of Beatles songs, because the man who runs the record company had seen me do John Paul, George, Ringo and Bert. That's why I did it.
30 years
30
later.
years later, he remembered me doing it, and that's why I did it. And it was amazing, because when they said, would you like to do it, I thought, you know something, I would like to do that. There's lots of things I get asked to do I don't want to do, but that was something I thought, yeah, I'd love to do that.
You say you get asked to do lots of things that you wouldn't do. What won't you do? What won't you cover?
Well, it's not just musically. I mean, I get asked to do jobs and things in the theatre and stuff on television that I wouldn't want to be associated with. And music is very important to me. I'm not in it for, you know, to make money and be famous. I'm in it because I like the music. I mean, I am a musician first and foremost. And what I want to do is make music. And like a painter would continue to paint till they're 75, I would like to make music as long as I'm capable of doing it.
I'm intrigued about of all the people to have to rework, the Beatles must be the most difficult, because the tunes, even if they weren't huge hits, are so well known. People have this big impression. Somehow you've got to take that, keep the basis of it, but put your own stamp on it. Now, how do you approach that?
Well, you take the song back to the very basics, Bill. You take the song, you forget about the Beatles arrangement, you look at the original skeleton of the song, try and play it on an acoustic guitar or with one piano, and then build it up from there. And with Eleanor Rigby, for example, they gave me a drone, like a bagpipe drone, and of course this is dear to my heart. And I sang, Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been, to the drone, and everyone went, wow, yeah, that's great. And so, for example, that's what we ended up with.
Yeah, very interesting.
I could listen to you singing that for the rest of the programme, actually.
Thank you very much.
But we must carry on with the interview. In fact, why don't we have a look back into the past, if you don't mind?
Wow. What you got?
1985. I Know Him So Well. And let's have a look at you and Elaine. Oh, the hair.
darkness.
Bless her.
He won't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. More security and freedom. I know him so well. It took time to understand him. I know him so well.
Oh, it's a classic heartbreak
Look
song,
at
isn't
that.
it?
Like.
So you look back at that and you think, it felt so right, that hair at that time.
Well, it was. I mean, we were very fashionably
Yeah.
dressed. Elaine is watching this morning, so I think.
and Elaine, your hair was really, really
No,
lovely.
she did. Yeah, we look. I think we look really good
What were they,
for
full-
that time.
Full leather jumpsuits?
No, I
belted?
was wearing a two-piece, a Maxfield Parish two-piece leather suit, and I can't. Elaine's outfit looked rather lovely, so slightly more subtle than mine. But that was, was it ever thus? Really, with us both.
Your last album was called Full Circle.
Full Circle, yeah.
Does that reflect how you feel about your career?
It's interesting you should say that, because yes, that's entirely correct, and that's why I made the album. There was quite a lot of traditional music on that, and sort of world-flavoured music, which I did with my friend Troy Donackley, and we worked together, and there's quite a lot of folk music textures, just sort of jangly things and Celtic stuff in the music, which is where I came from. So it makes me happy to be in that kind of musical genre, and the Beatles album is the same thing, basically. The pair of us worked together with Chris Hughes and Mark Frith to make the album you hear.
We're talking about the music, but we're not going to let the hair go. Because if we look back...
even further!
Yeah, 30 years now, 1976.
Oh, look.
Oh, my love, just what sin have I been guilty of? Tell me how I came to lose your love. Please answer me, sweetheart. You were mine yesterday. I believe the love was here to stay. Won't you tell me where it is? Please answer me, my love.
Now, you see, actually, at that time, there were a lot of girls I was at university with who had hair like
That's
that.
great hair. I love that hairdo. That just looks really nice. It looks like a sort of pre-Raphaelite painting.
You do, exactly.
It's
that's
great,
exactly
isn't it?
what
I like it a lot.
Rossellini Muse, yeah.
Maybe it's just because it's further away, though. Maybe it's just because the 80s, we're still laughing at the 80s. We're not laughing at that.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, exactly. The
Yeah.
70s has more. Of a
Yeah, I
natural
think so.
figure.
Now,
And-
you're off on tour.
Yes, February and March. The tickets have just gone on sale, and touring the UK.
So is that a tour of Beatles covers, or is that all of the stuff that we've seen? Are you going to be going back with those hairstyles?
No, what I do is I do basically the most current stuff I'm doing, plus some of my old songs as well. What people would expect if they bought a ticket for a concert, they'd expect me to play. So you have some songs from the Beatles show, and some from Full Circle, and some from much longer ago.
Just before you go, explain to me this. How is it that I did come to buy your harmonium in a junk shop in South London?
Isn't that
20 years
amazing?
ago,
Because
25 years ago.
I had a harmonium and I moved, and I didn't have any room for it in Richmond, where I moved to.
Yeah.
And I sold it, and you bought it,
I bought
Will.
it.
I've just found that out.
Have you
Isn't
still
it
got it?
extraordinary?
I've still got to be some bits, I'm afraid, because something went wrong with it, and I thought, I want to see how it works. So it's easy to take a harmonium apart.
I would
It's
probably
bit
know a
more
man who
difficult.
would put it back together
Really?
again
Do
for
you reckon?
me, possibly, yeah.
All right,
I
we'll
could
try.
find one.
But you know what sold it to me?
What?
Was the fact he sold it as Barbara Dixon's harmonium.
Oh, I
wouldn't
see. I
bought
should have
it.
charged him a lot more money then,
I
shouldn't I?
think so. Anyway, lovely to see you.
Good
Lovely
luck with
to
the
see
tour
you.
and the album.
Bless you,
Perhaps
thank
we
you.
should get you and Bill and the harmonium together.
Well, if we get it back together again, Bill, we can play the Plains of Waterloo or something
Take
epic
it on.
on it.
Take it on tour. All right.
Right.
Thanks a lot.